When people find us at Body Brain Alliance, one of the number one things they want help with is this: I need to develop more discipline. And it's no wonder. Every influencer, every self-help guru out there is telling you that in order to be successful in life, you have to develop discipline. You have to use your discipline. How do I get stuff done? I use my discipline. But no one is actually explaining what discipline is or how you get there. Luckily, that's exactly what I'm going to do in today's video. If you're new around here, my name is Dr. Karin Nordin, and I am the CEO and founder here at Body Brain Alliance. We are a science-based company here to bring you the real tips, tricks, and evidence that surround the personal development that you typically hear about. And today, I'm going to break down the science as it relates to discipline itself. So let's start with defining discipline. What is discipline anyway? There are a couple different scientific definitions of self-discipline. Most of them have something to do with you being able to take action that is goal-oriented even when encountering obstacles or discomfort. A lot of people will even say that discipline is a skill that you need to develop. But I would argue it's not entirely a skill. Discipline is actually something that I would call a meta skill. That means it's a big skill that encompasses a bunch of other little skills. And we need to focus on the little ones, not just the big ones, in order to make progress. In order to kind of teach you how this works, I want to use a metaphor. Let's use a different skill that we can all understand. That skill is cooking. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Do you think cooking is a skill? Yes or no? Why or why not? I would say that cooking is a meta skill. And what I mean by that is it's a culmination, it's the strategic byproduct of a bunch of other skills being put together. Let's break down cooking into several sub-skills. For example, in order to be a good cook, you need to understand knife work. You probably also need to understand how to make a sauce and sauce work. And you probably also need to understand grills and heat application. Each of those things can be a different skill. And you know that if you've ever watched something like Top Chef, Master Chef, where someone is really great at knife work, but maybe they just make a terrible sauce. You can't be a good cook, and you're not actually going to elevate your cooking skills. You're instead gonna focus on those individual meta skills until the overall big skill gets better. Now, this is the exact same framework that we're gonna apply to the idea of discipline. So let's go ahead and break discipline down. According to research, there are numerous mental skills that are related to discipline. But 3 of them that are particularly important are what I'm gonna cover in this video. One skill that is really important to having the end result of discipline is impulse management or impulse control. This is your ability to think or see something and not act on every impulse that goes through your head. Another skill that's very related to discipline is task initiation. This is when you're actually going to start the thing you need to do. A lot of us know what we need to do, but we can't get ourselves to get off the couch and actually do it. And the so-called disciplined people can. That's just because they're better at task initiation than us. One final skill I'm going to talk about in this video is cognitive diffusion, which is your ability to view your thoughts as thoughts and not necessarily facts. So when your brain says, I don't want to go to the gym today, viewing that as an option rather than as something that's going to derail you is part of cognitive diffusion. Now, I want you to think about the last time that you thought to yourself, I need to be more disciplined, or I'm just going to be more disciplined this week. Did that actually help you? No, of course not. It was vague. It didn't give you any kind of direction. It's like saying, I'm just gonna cook better. Okay, how? What is my actual plan? When we focus on these meta skills, when we focus on these individual things, it gives us more direction. So for example, maybe this week and next week, let's say for the next 3 weeks, you are going to explicitly focus on impulse control. You're going to heighten your awareness of when impulses happen and what your impulses are about. Maybe your impulse spending, maybe your impulse eating. When are those impulses coming into play and how are they affecting your behavior? Then You can work on using tools such as urge surfing to manage those impulses. Because we have a very specific skill we're focusing on, we can then, in turn, use very specific cognitive activities that are going to help us build that skill. Just like cutting an onion over and over again is going to help develop your knife work. Now, if you're like, Karin, how do I know what activities I need in order to develop what specific skills that I need to develop? That is exactly what we teach inside of our Alliance coaching program. In this program, you're paired one-on-one with a behavior change expert. That expert is going to help analyze your life and identify exactly what pieces of discipline you are currently struggling with on the skill level. From there, every single week in coaching, you're gonna get a specific activity. I'm talking like a worksheet that you are gonna do that's gonna help you practice that skill and start applying it in your life. So all of a sudden, after a couple of weeks, maybe even a month, you're managing those impulses a lot better. And then you can move on to task initiation. You can identify the tasks that you're procrastinating. You can work with your coach to make a plan to get past some of that procrastination tendency. From there, you can move on to cognitive diffusion. You can do awareness exercises. We can bring in mindfulness tools. All of this is going to culminate together in a world where, because you've targeted the very specific meta skills that make up this bigger thing, you're actually seeing improvement. I will say it one more time, I've said it before. Telling yourself every week, I'm gonna cook better, is directionless, it's vague, and it's gonna get you nowhere. So if you've been telling yourself throughout this year, I'm gonna be more disciplined, quit that, because it's not actually helping you. Instead, break it down, go skill by skill, and actually take action to practice. If you're interested in learning more about the skills that are related to discipline, I highly recommend checking out this video because it covers some of them. Otherwise, I'll put the link in the description for our Alliance coaching program if that's something that you want to check out. Definitely tell me in the comments if this changed your mind or if you have any questions. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.